Hello and welcome. I am Jess Erickson, I am Jess Erickson, a self-liberation coach, somatic healer, and embodiment guide. I am here to help you to free yourself from your conditioning, to free yourself from that shitty voice that often runs in our mind that puts us down and is so judgmental of who we are, to free yourself of feeling unworthy and of experiencing shame or guilt, and to free yourself from the past in the sense that, yes, it is still there and it is still a part of us, but it no longer controls us and it no longer defines who we are today. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to explore a full body yes or a full body no, and all of that space that's in between. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I want to say with this is, why would we even want to explore it? There is different reasons for different people. Here is my why and the reason that I will give to y'all. It is because when we don't know what a yes or a no feels like in our body, we are more likely to do things that we don't really want to do. And then we regret it. To do things and extend ourselves in ways that don't nourish us, in ways that don't actually feel good, right? And later, that can build up resentment in relationships, for example. If we overextend ourselves and say yes to things because we just want to, we've been conditioned to, maybe we're a people pleaser and we know that, later on, that often builds up this resentment and this stickiness between you and that other person, right? And when we start to explore what a no feels like in our body, it starts to empower us and liberate us to start saying no, right? Such an edge for so many people. But we will, as we do this work, begin to build that mind and body connection with ourselves, so that we don't just have to think our way through things, right? And spin about it. We don't have to necessarily be in that place, which I will talk about, of like, oh, this or that, should I or should I not, right? And just try and think our way through it, because so much of our innate wisdom lies within our body. So much for what is true and good and right for us, so much of what will nourish us lives in our body, right? Our body knows what is a yes and what is a no. Our body knows whether something's going to benefit us and give us energy and feel good or not. So as we build this connection, it's going to help us to drop into our body and notice these little cues and build up that relationship, so that more and more we can move towards, you know what? This is a no. And I know that because of the way my body responded, right? Even if you're never explaining that, but even just so you know yourself. So here is how we can begin to explore this. So when I say full-bodied, what I mean is that you feel the sensations in your body. Now, I know for many people, there has been a disconnection between the mind and the body for many reasons. Absolutely no shame in this. This is completely normal. So it's fine to start wherever you are. This doesn't have to look or feel any certain way, and there's a wide spectrum. So begin to explore and ask yourself, what does a yes feel like in my body? And just kind of play around with that. A way that you could do this is imagine something that you really truly want. And let's say someone was able to like have this platter and offered that to you, like the exact thing that you wanted, whether that's a way you want to feel, whether that's like your dream career, whatever it is. Somehow this person was able to put this on a platter and be like, hey, do you want this thing? Right? Notice how that feels in your body. That yes of like, oh, I do want that, right? Emotions that are associated are, it could be excitement. It could be like this, ah, yeah, right? This almost, I don't know if anticipation is the right word, but this sort of sense of looking forward to it, right? And you want to explore this for yourself because it'll be different for everyone. What happens for me when it is a yes is I feel, you can notice this this gesture that I'm doing. I feel this expansion. I feel this pull towards. I feel this curiosity of like, ooh, right? Again, a little bit of that excitement. And it feels open. It feels relaxed. Like, yeah, I could get into that. Right. So, generally, and again, this will be different for different people, but with a full-bodied yes, it generally feels open, expansive, and like there's a pulling towards. Now, let's play with a full-bodied no. Okay. And remember, it doesn't have to be full-bodied right now, it can be wherever you're at. What does a no feel like in your body? Explore that a little bit. You could think of a situation where, or like you could think of something that you know you don't want. Let's not go to like the worst thing we could ever imagine, but just something that you know you're not into, right? Like for me, I am not an adrenaline junkie whatsoever. Okay, so that's what I'm imagining. Someone being like, "Hey, Jess, do you want to like go like skiing on this like double black diamond?" I'd be like, "No." Hard pass, right? So think of a situation like that for you that you just know you're not into, whatever it might be. And then again, imagine that someone came up to you and this time they're like, "Hey, you want to go do this thing?" Or, "Hey, would you be into this?" And notice how your body reacts. When I have a full-bodied no, it feels like there's this pushing away. There's an emotion of doubt. There's hesitation. There's even some tension, some contraction, right? It's like, I don't think so. Like, I didn't sign up for that. And this will be individual for you. Many times people do notice that drawback or that pullback. This could be this way in your body. You could also experience it as a contraction like this, right? So there's generally a sense of contraction, tension, and a pulling back or a desire to distance oneself, or a stiffening or a tension. So just notice that for yourself. And you can try this out with different scenarios of what would create a yes and what would create a no. And then you can begin to practice when you're just out in the world. When a friend calls you up and they're like, "Hey, you want to go out on Saturday?" You can be like, hold on just 1 second. Wait, okay, my body contracted a little, right? That's like you're in your head and you're like, "I don't know, actually, let me get back to you." Right? And you can end that conversation and then you can bring it to mind and then explore it a little bit somatically in your body to start to learn, right? And you'll start to pick up on these little cues within yourself, like your unique cues to what is a yes and what is a no. Now, let's go over the space in between, because oftentimes as humans, it's very easy to live in this space in between. There is nothing wrong with being a maybe. There's nothing wrong with being unsure. I would just suggest when we're in this space that we don't just rush to a yes because we want to please that other person or because we want to be a good student or a good daughter or a good friend or a good partner, but that we slow it down. We give ourselves some space and time. So a maybe in your body could feel like this back and forth. This way, you're like, like there's this part of me that wants to move towards it, and there's this part that wants to move away. I don't know here, right? It can feel a little jumbled. There can definitely be tension here too. There can be that mix of emotions, like some excitement, some doubt, some like eagerness. I want to say yes right away, some hesitation. And what I advise here is to make space for all of it, right? You might just want to allow for it, and ways to explore this maybe to see if it is a no or if it is a yes is to give space to both sides. Give space to both parts of yourself. So the part that is more of a no, that's feeling hesitant, contracted, whatever it might be, maybe spend some time with that part of yourself. See where you feel that no in your body, and then kind of either ask those sensations, that part of you, or just go over it in your mind. Like, why would this be a no? What are my reasons for being a no? Right? And just spend some time exploring it. You could even think of like, okay, if I say yes to this, what am I worried about that could happen that would then make me regret it or possibly resent this decision or this person? And same with the part of you that is maybe a yes. So spend some time with that part of you. Okay, so this part of me, these sensations, what are you curious about? Like, why do you want to say yes to this? What is the pull, the desire, the reason? And in this, we want to try and be as honest as possible with ourselves because it can sometimes be easy to, especially as a people pleaser or someone who likes being a good, whatever it is, whatever title, right, you hold or role. It can be easy to say that your reason is for someone else. And that's okay. It's fine. We like to help others feel good. We like to be helpful, right? But sometimes it's good to find what would your reasons be, right? What are the reasons for you that you would say yes or that you would say no? And this can start to help you play around and explore both of those sides, right? And you might not land on a full yes or a full no, but you might start to find within that just even a little bit more clarity around where you land on this spectrum of a full yes or a full no. And you can give yourself space, you can give yourself time for that. And if you're noticing you're a little bit more on the no side, you might want to consider that a no for now, right? Because there can be this tendency to want to push to yes. And if you've been a person that has done that a lot, you could, if it feels good, play around with doing the opposite. If it feels a little bit more like a no or like a maybe and not like this full yes that I've experienced before, or I'm getting to know, I'm going to say no. And I'm going to experiment and I'm going to let myself learn from it. And that can be an edge, right? And we hold ourselves through that edge and any uncomfortable emotions that come up. And I'll have more videos on that in the future. Now, if you're a little more like, I kind of like the reasons for the yes here, actually. Yeah, there's a little bit of fear. That's why I would say no. But when I think about it, I really do like my reasons for why I'd say yes. And I kind of feel more of this pull towards a yes. In that case, you could ask yourself, what could make me a full yes? What do I want or need in this situation? Or what might be my boundaries? What might I need to clarify with this person or with myself? If it's about helping someone else, what am I willing to do and not willing to do? How much time do I want to give to this? Right. And that's how you can begin to explore that in between area. So, just to recap, today we have explored how to begin finding that full-bodied yes and that full-bodied no within your own system somatically. And somatically just means within the body. And we explored that space in between and some questions that you can ask yourself to help gain clarity and to help know if you want to say yes or no. So I hope that this video was helpful. Please, please, please reply in the comments if this resonated with you, if you try it out, if you have any thoughts at all to share. This is the start of my YouTube journey, so I'm looking forward to having so many more videos on nervous system regulation, deconditioning, remembering your wholeness and worthiness. There's going to be so much goodness here. So please take a moment to like this video if you did like it, and only then you can use this as an opportunity to be like, okay, wait, am I a yes to liking this video or am I a no? And if you're a maybe, don't like it. That would be my suggestion. And same with subscribing. I invite you to subscribe if that feels good, if this interests you, and I'll look forward to developing this relationship. So thank you so much for watching.